This is a Emergency Broadcast. Code Red, here we are. Pick up your iPads, your cell phones, and have me and listen to Uncle the Podcast. Watch out. If you're sitting down for this, or if you're standing up, you better get ready for this, because it's gonna hit the eardrums. Uncle the Podcast.
You are listening to Uncle the Broadcast. My name is Aaron. I'm the nephew-in-law. And here with me is the star of the show, Uncle.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Well, 190 people. 190. We reached the number.
That's
so
how.
Now we have to run those numbers down on the phone and get it going. And let's get them ringing there, Chucky.
You can call in live.
Call in live.
The number is 319-527-5016. We'd love to have you on air with us to talk with us. 319-527-5016. Or find our producer, Chuck Ocelli, at charles.ocelli on Skype. So jump on Skype, charles.ocelli, or call in with your regular old telephone, 319-527-5016. We're live every Friday night on Ocelli.com, Uncle.
I know.
Isn't that exciting?
Very excited.
It's cool.
About this problem and this
problem
with everybody staying home.
Oh, sure.
Only one man's going to work. I'm afraid of something. I'm sorely afraid of something.
The virus?
Case of you getting the virus.
Well,
because I'm really shaky. You going to work, better be wearing masks. First of all.
Well, yeah, I wear one all the time.
And just make sure if you don't catch it, to give me, especially.
Well,
I'm very much to that problem.
Yeah, I'm doing what I can. I mean, truth be told, Uncle, I just spoke to a coworker and friend at the end of my shift today who just got back from leave because he had coronavirus.
Well, it wasn't as bad then.
Well,
if it was bad, he wouldn't be there.
He was out from work for a month, and he was definitely symptomatic.
Oh.
He wasn't one of these people that was asymptomatic. He had symptoms.
Oh.
So he and a few other people at my work have gotten it.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
So it's happening. People are getting it. He told me that he still doesn't have his sense of taste and smell all the way back. He can only taste certain extreme tastes like salt. He can tell when things are salty. I think he said sweet, and that's about it. And then everything else, he can't taste any nuanced taste.
Yeah, there was about a lot of people passed away on this stuff. It's just scary.
Yeah, well,
I mean, it's really scary. People have to realize it's been scary doing this. Having this problem with everybody home. And now I had my Zoom meeting today.
Oh.
And they said, looked around in the thing, how they set it all up. 6 feet away, 6 feet apart from people.
Sure.
And it's going to be a couple of months still that they're still, if the people want to come back, they're welcome to, or don't have to come back.
Sure.
Don't have to, because that's what they said.
The ones going back are doing the social distancing, staying 6 feet away, and all of that. Yeah.
Right. So that's what I figured to talk about tonight.
From the chat room, they're asking if Uncle has taken his vitamin D, and also Creative Accidents just says hi, Uncle.
Hi there, Crazy Accidents. Sure, I like them tea there, Crazy Accidents.
Yes, thank you again.
Again for that. I wouldn't.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And vitamin
D. They say vitamin D, Uncle. I don't know if we have a vitamin D supplement.
We don't have vitamin D in the house. Talking about vitamin D for a minute.
We get lots of sun outside, but we don't have a supplement for additional.
I think we might have to go out to get some of that. You guys are reminding me or something.
Yeah, maybe we will.
Put that in, go to Costco or somewhere that's got them.
Sure. I'm sure a lot of places have that. I'll have to remember. I'll have to put that in the list.
Put that on the list on Costco's
Could
list.
probably get just at any given grocery store, yeah.
Well, that too. Either
I would think.
But
I could get it from the pharmacy when I get all my lotions, my moisturizers to keep me from scratching my arm off, from scratching my skin off my arm.
Do that.
So we'll get that at the same time.
So I'm running. So
we've been running. We've been everywhere. Oh, Uncle, it's good. Uncle, I do have some good news. I mean,
let's hit some.
The show seems to be doing well. I'm actively promoting it. So I made a point to do a couple Instagram posts a day. Did one of those little stories just reminding people like, hey, there's a live show tonight. This is the time. This is the channel. This is the call number if you're so inclined. It's just a little post. I figure I should do that every Friday just to remind people because that helps.
Some people, forget. What day it is, matter of fact, because they've been in the home all the time.
Yep. I
can understand that because have some people in this house saying, what is today's date? What is today? People are, they're loose with them, trying to get somewhere and don't realize what day it is half the time.
No.
And this virus is getting to people's minds.
It is. Yes.
I mean, it's that, and then you can't be able to know what day it is or time.
Hard to keep track of time. Regular schedules are kind of out the window.
Yeah, right. Schedules are out the window. Matter of fact, we don't even know your schedule for the following week.
Well, you
have them on a thing,
coronavirus or not, that would be my schedule, no matter what this situation was. So that just kind of goes without saying. But for all the other people that should have some semblance of a set schedule, things are all out of whack. Yeah. So, it's weird out there. It's crazy. But, more on the positive news, Uncle. I checked the numbers on the old analytics on our on the thing that I use as the podcast host, where I upload the podcast file. And one day we got a ton of downloads. This was like a week or two ago. There's just like
from a lot of people.
There were hundreds of downloads on one given day, and I don't know the reason or the source of the downloads.
Are they people?
Somebody on one day just downloaded hundreds of downloads for the podcast. Maybe it was posted to a certain website or there's some sort of weird social media thing going on. It was hard to tell.
With this thing?
I don't know, but we got more downloads than any month ever because of that.
Well,
so the numbers are good.
At least it's going up.
They're going up.
Not down. They don't want them going down. I want mine going up. Because I know half of my audience, it will be listening this hour.
Oh, yeah, sure.
If they get to the phone or not, they still will get to me.
If the numbers continue trending as they do, you're set to topple the age of transitions in terms of listener count. Yeah. Well, if things continue as they are, yes.
See there. I'm very popular there. Central Conditionals Radio.
I know.
I can overtop 2 hours if they come to them. That's wrong. I'm just, I'm having to share people's stuff.
That's fine. I would be happy if things ended up that way, Uncle. I can say that in all honesty.
Mine go up?
Yes.
Yours go drop?
I would be pleased with that.
You would?
Yes, I would.
I wouldn't think of it that way.
Well,
I thought we'd have, like a contest going.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry.
That's what I was thinking.
I didn't mean to take away from the competition, Uncle.
But I was shocked you said that.
Okay.
No, I was just saying that.
Let me rephrase that.
Oh, I knew it was coming.
Maybe let me rethink this. Maybe I had the wrong idea about things. Come to think about it, if Uncle the Podcast started getting more numbers than the age of transitions, I might completely rethink my entire life and everything that I've done, and I might crawl into a corner and cry for quite a number of hours on end without being able to stop.
Well,
I don't think I could stop the crying.
Oh, no. Well, you don't have your buddy with you either.
Which one? Adam?
Adam. I haven't heard him. The first time he was with us, he was on the first, I remember. Now come to think of it. We did our first hour with him.
Yes,
and
he
that's
was.
the
Yes,
only time I have seen him.
he was the first ever guest on the show.
Wait, that's what I'm getting to.
That's correct.
I am getting to that. And
Adam,
I
my co-host on Themes and Memes, which we will be doing another Themes and Memes. They are sparse, to say the least, but we continue to do them. So Adam and I will be back with another Themes and Memes. Just give it time. We will return. But yeah, he was our first ever guest in person, no less.
In person?
Yes.
At Orange.
In Orange.
He'd come over and we had that.
We all sat around the same microphone and talked.
In fact, was that the first one I did?
That's episode like 2, 3, or 4 of the show.
One somewhere in there.
I
was just coming to, because I want a review of what I've been doing. And that's one of them.
It's a good way to review.
Talking about.
Yeah, but also, I don't mean to play the weak little pathetic slug man, Uncle. Once I'm done crying in the corner, I will get up and I will turn around and I will come at you like nobody has ever come at you before. I will go, listen here, old man. You think you can get more listeners than me? You think you could get more views? I
can get them out of state.
Oh, you can get him out of state, but I can
more out of state than in state. That's what I was trying to get.
Yeah, well, listen to this. All your out of state and out of country listeners combined don't even equal the in-state listeners that I have on the palm of my hand.
What are we arguing?
So put that in your pipe and smoke it.
It didn't taste good.
You're not taking my show down, all right?
Oh, no.
You thought you would depose me easily, did you?
Well, at first doing pretty good, but we haven't even had a call yet. Chucky, get moving on them calls.
We could use a call or two. Call in 319-527-5016. We'd love to have you on the line. We'd like to talk to you any Friday. Maybe you were on Instagram and you're listening now because of my Instagram post.
Right. There is a question back again about Top Gun for just a moment.
Oh, of course.
The ladies were talking about that's the only one that isn't been released. If you believe that.
The only movie?
Only movies that they have seen hasn't been released yet. If you can believe that or not.
That's the only movie?
And that's what we're sitting here waiting on. Can you believe that? Sitting here waiting on that movie, and that's the only one that they thought that wasn't released yet.
Wait, keep on waiting for the world to change.
Golly, that's amazing.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I don't know if this thing's ever even going to be released. I think they're just going to hide it in a vault forever.
I know. I'm just excited to find out how it starts. Even now. Now, with the trailer, I know. Let it go from there.
The world will be such a different place by the time.
This kind of stuff.
Yeah, I know. I
mean, it's absolutely bananas.
I mean, what? Yeah, I think it would be kind of cool if they did kind of just put it in a vault underground and said, well, nope, sorry, you can't ever see it. And then that would create a real like mystique around it. Like, oh, what would it have been? It was probably would have been better than the first. It would have been awesome. And they could like keep sitting on it and sitting on it and sitting on it for decades, for hundreds of years, for millennia. And then finally they were like, remember that movie we threw in the vault? We're bringing it out now.
Here it comes.
And then we can all be let down by how bad it actually was.
Yeah. Oh, no. Just one.
And by we, I mean our descendants thousands of years in the future.
Because here we review all those kind of movies.
All
I understand. I review every single one of those movies. In fact, I'm into one now about swords.
Yeah, of course.
And the only problem with it, it's got a different amounts of language. It don't have English. It's underneath. It's got the
subtitles,
titles, and it's got the names. But try to read them to know what they're saying.
Do you know what language it is? Do you know? Are you sure?
No, I don't.
Is it? Actually. Do you have any idea what country it might be from? What what continent it's from? Is it from Asia? Is it from Europe? Is it from Australia? Africa?
It might be Australia. Or the first one you mentioned.
So they're speaking Australian?
Yeah, something I think.
Yeah, that would require subtitles.
Because I'm sitting there, I'm listening to them, I'm looking at the words, and trying to understand what they're saying. It's really complicated when you're trying to listen to some of these the words on them.
Yeah.
No.
The chat room's having fun posting pictures of slugs because I said I'm a slug, and what looks to be the artwork for like a Manowar album cover or something like that.
Manowar.
It has that look about it. I don't think that's what it actually is. It looks like some sort of fantasy artwork. Here. Now, what do you make of this?
Yeah,
What does this illustration remind you of, Uncle?
Actually,
It's a guy with a sword.
it looks like what I'm watching.
Okay, so it looks like this.
It looks like something like that, except they have hats.
Okay.
And this person don't have a hat.
So this is some guy with a sword. He's got a woman kind of holding on to his ankles and laying on the ground beneath him. He's standing on top of a summit of some sort of hill or mountain with skeletons all below him. And we see skulls in the background in the sky. It's very inspiring. This is why I like to think of, our past, our not so distant past. Say about 175 years ago, this is how all humans used to live, just like this illustration depicts.
Oh, it is look like an Indian head.
Yeah, although he's got kind of a Native American sort of look to him.
Yeah.
I could see that. Yeah, he's got the long black hair.
Yeah.
The man and his wife, and they must have just gotten married because there's no children yet, but surely they're on the way. They look like a happy couple there. It's a fine illustration. Yeah. Oh, they're saying, okay, it's Conan by
That's what it looked like.
Conan. Oh, okay.
I understand.
So it's from the comic book. I am.
Comic book.
Yeah, this must be comic book art, which I am not.
It is.
I'm not a comic book aficionado. You recognize it, Uncle?
Oh, yes, I do. There's one down back in Orange. I was going through comic books.
Yeah.
And it looked just like that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Conan the Barbarian, of course.
Barbarian. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm not a comic guy for no particular reason. I'm just not.
You don't like to be?
It makes me a much worse podcaster.
It does?
I would be more of a podcaster as if I was into comics, yes. So I'm falling short there.
Oh.
So you can pick up the slack, Uncle, since you know about comics.
Yeah. I just watched a comic strip of the Popeye, the Sailor Man, and that other person.
The Popeye comics.
Sure. Very, very funny.
I think I have seen those, yeah.
Those are funny. They have them in the store that I used to go down to.
Sure.
Middle of Orange when I used to work at Chapman.
Oh, you would stop in at the comic shop.
Comic shop.
Oh, okay.
They got comics.
Sure.
And like that, I'm gonna put a few. I'm gonna put them, but
yeah. Well, I mean, I like comics. I mean, I even make a comic for the website, but my variety of comics that I got into were the newspaper comics. Were the ones that I just kind of. Those are the ones that I followed. And again, my personal favorite being Calvin and Hobbes. I love that one. I still do. I think it's really great. What is
that one with the little guy, and they have another?
Is this from the newspaper?
Yeah.
Okay.
The names.
Is it humans? Are they animals? What are the main characters?
They're people.
Okay.
They're not human. They're not animals.
It's a family circus.
They're family kind of things all the time. They have every single time you're in a comic, they're on them. I can't think of the.
Would this be in a paper now, or is this years ago?
No, in the Now comics.
Now.
And Now in paper.
So if you open up the paper, it's in there.
It's in Now, in the comics, in the newspaper.
Sure.
Yeah, it's in them.
God, I haven't really looked at the newspaper comics in a long time. I don't even know now.
Because everybody's watching and they listen to that.
Dilbert? Is Dilbert still in? Is that still a thing? I remember that was kind of big.
Close to it, I think.
Foxtrot.
They are on them, and when I see somebody looking at a comic, that's what they're looking at.
That Marmaduke.
That's it. Marmaduke.
It is?
I think it's Marmaduke.
The dog.
No.
Oh.
Not a dog.
He's like
It's a
Scooby-Doo.
human.
It's a
No.
human.
It's a human.
Uh,
And I don't know.
Garfield.
No, that's an animal.
That's a cat. Yeah, I know.
I can't.
I don't know. Uncle.
I lost. You have to get the Sunday special.
The Sunday ones are good. They're bigger.
Sunday newspaper.
They're in color.
I'll show you what I mean.
Okay.
I mean, we have a.
Not Charlie Brown.
No. Yeah, well, yeah, I had Charlie Brown. I went to school and they named the bus over Charlie Brown.
Oh, really?
School bus and Snoopy and a Charlie Brown.
I think
bus.
they still put the old Peanuts comics in the paper. I feel like they still
that.
publish old ones. I don't know. I think they do in certain papers.
They did that.
Yeah. Oh, man.
So, anybody listening tonight there?
Boy, we sure hope so. If so, call in and join us.
Call in.
319-527-5016.
I'm out of talking tonight.
I don't believe it.
I need
out of talking?
I need a guest. I need a guest to pull this over. Where's my?
I know. I haven't had.
This is getting crazy.
I have not brought a guest in here for a couple weeks.
I can see that.
I know.
I mean, but
we'll have another. We've had some good guests, and we'll have more soon. So don't worry. We will get guests again soon. I just past couple weeks.
All I can talk about is this election coming up.
Oh gosh.
I know.
What do you have to say about it, Uncle? I do want to hear. What's your take on this interesting election?
The guy that's running against Trump, he's got an idea.
Oh yeah.
I gotta admit, he has an idea.
What
and his
idea?
Running mate, a woman, and she is excellent.
She is.
I think we need a woman in there.
Okay.
I mean, this is a serious problem. We need some kind of woman in there, and I think he's got the ticket.
Okay.
But the problem that's going to be, if he becomes the president, this is going to be outlawed.
What?
Mask on. It's going to be outlawed from him.
So you're saying that it'll be a legal mandate to wear a mask in public?
Because you know what Dingbat is not doing.
Donald Trump. He's not a fan of the masks, from what I gather.
He ain't. Because we've watched him on the news, and we saw him not wearing a mask. And here he's talking about putting mask on, and what does he do? Got no mask. So what's the point? What kind of president would you think you have there?
I never thought of it that way before.
Yes, I did thought of it that way. I thought of it that way.
So Kamala Harris, she has legal experience, law enforcement experience.
You know what?
I know she does.
Chuck, I hear you. What's
yeah.
happening?
No, there's a couple of interesting questions there because, first of all, you guys are from California, and isn't she from California, right? And the other thing is, has Uncle been watching this DNC infomercial? You know, the convention.
Oh, gosh.
Well, this debate. I mean the Democratic debate that was on this past
convention. Yeah,
convention I've been watching.
So you were watching
DNC.
that. Okay.
And I've been listening to what she and he was saying, but I got the background of what he said because it was on at night. But but I heard it on the news.
Well, I got you.
But
Did you see Barack Obama on there?
Oh yeah, saw him too.
All right.
But the way they talk about it, that's the kind of man you need.
Really?
I mean, that is the kind of man you need in that house.
So he said the right things.
He said the right things.
Okay.
If in a thing happening here, what is it called?
An election?
No.
Coronavirus?
The virus, right?
Yeah.
Talking about the virus, and he says the right, proper things. If you were listening to him.
I wasn't. I'm proud to say I wasn't listening to it.
Were you listening, Chuck?
Oh yeah, no, I watched a lot of that.
Well, did you see what he was? You see my point, though. You understand what I'm saying, Chuck?
Oh yeah. He's addressing the problem, and he's talking about it, and you see all of his people are wearing their masks. So I mean, if that's where your head's at, I mean, yeah, you'd say that he's doing the right thing. Now that's my. Well, you do know that Trump's thing is coming up this week, so you're gonna get to see the other side.
Yeah, I want to see the other side of what he says about the mask.
Oh, we gotta hear that.
I know, because I know it's gonna be lies. I know for a fact it's gonna be lies.
It is?
Because he doesn't wear them.
Oh, you think he's going to make a point to lie about the masks?
Mm-hmm. Of his point. I have a feeling he's going to lie on it.
Hey,
so, he lies everything else. Why not doing this?
Hey.
You know my point?
That's a point, yeah.
Yeah, see.
Let's see.
So I'm going to listen to that. I want to see.
So Trump, you heard it here first. Uncle predicts Trump will lie about face masks.
Right.
Get ready for it.
He does not wear one.
You think he'll about actually wearing one and say that he wears one all the time? You think he's going to tell that lie?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I wear it all the time. I'm wearing one right now. And he won't actually be wearing one.
I've seen you in news and haven't worn a single one, so don't give me that kind of, excuse me, but I'm not saying the word.
Yeah.
That's because I get aggravated with this.
With the virus.
The virus thing, and people are trying to come back from it. How are you ever going to get back to normal if you don't do the proper things? Get a mask, wash hands. I know everybody washes hands. Everybody washes hands. But I'm saying, but wear the mask while you're out. That's the main thing. Wear your mask, because I have not seen him wear one.
I want to see... In addition to the mask, I want to see a law passed where you have to wear a mask and a cowboy hat.
Cowboy hat?
Yeah, why not? Why can't we just legally mandate that everybody has to start wearing cowboy hats? Remember, they were sort of like trying in popular culture to do that fusion thing with sort of rap and country music where they were bringing the two together with songs like Old Town Road. It seems like they kind of dropped the ball and they forgot the path they were on. They're like, hey, let's kind of like pick things back up, get everybody with the cowboy hat back on, and we can pick up where we left off and start singing rap songs that are also country songs. Whoa. I'd like to do that again. Wow. I think the world would be a better place if we did that. And it'd be much better if we were forced to do it. That's my take, Uncle. Well, hot take.
Well, that's not a bad idea.
What do you think, everybody? Why don't you call in and say what you think of that idea, or maybe you have another idea to bring to the table for this interesting election cycle. Maybe because I'm not sure what the big issues are. Certainly the virus, yes, but I don't know what the main issues that the public want to hear about are this year. Well, I can't quite tell.
That's the point, because they want to hear from this competitions. Matt Morris doesn't say. We already heard from what's his name. So now it's his turn for next week, like Chuck said.
Yeah.
So now we'll wait to see what he says.
Okay.
And
I
then
can't wait, yeah.
We each, the people, the United States people, will decide their point of view, what they think.
I am a bit surprised that Joe Biden actually talked, and that he was able to talk I'm wondering if this speech that Biden gave might be a deep fake.
What?
Which is to say a video that was generated by a computer that wasn't actually Joe Biden, because Joe Biden's not able to give a speech anymore. So they had to deep fake it. They're able to do these sorts of things these days, is deep fake people speaking and whatnot.
I've seen that happen.
Have you seen that?
I've seen that happen close up, but he has a problem with his voice?
Well, I've seen, based on recent performance of him in public spaces, especially just before the virus happened, he wasn't looking fresh, and he wasn't really talking very coherently all the time.
You have noticed that?
That was something I noticed, yeah. So the fact that he was able to deliver a killer speech is a little bit surprising. So I'm just going to throw it out there that clearly it must have been a deep fake video, and that Joe Biden didn't actually give a speech.
It might have been. But,
I think it had to be.
It had to be, but he had to say something.
Somebody had to say something. So what if it's a computer-generated hologram of Joe Biden that's not real?
Well,
it doesn't matter.
It makes the point.
It's the idea that
counts. It's the point that people are listening for.
As long as Kamala Harris makes us wear cowboy hats, I'm on board with anything.
Well, we're back to the saddle again, people. Yahoo!
Hey, now, Aaron, say it right now. Kamala.
Okay, Kamala. Sorry. My bad. Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris, please enforce the cowboy hat rule. And you've got my vote. That's all I'm going to say.
We know your wife's all into this.
She has gotten very excited about this election for whatever reason. But yeah,
she is.
It's
even a sister, and to got me now pushing the right direction.
People are charged up about this.
I think so. I mean,
so
well, the way they're talking in it, virus has lots to do with it. With the people, how are we going to vote this coming election?
Well, Uncle was saying that you need a woman in there. I mean, are the ladies of the house there just excited because a Kamala is on there? I mean, you think it's just because there's a woman who's a possible vice president again?
No, pre-Kamala, I think they're just excited about the idea of idea that Trump could lose.
I could tell you one thing.
What's that?
The women will vote for Biden.
Yeah, I would
think
probably.
They will.
Probably.
They say, I don't know if this is true or not. They say that the women's vote will more push it over than the men's vote. I mean, for everybody voting.
You're talking demographics of voters now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's important.
That's important.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, at that point, and there's more of them than there are men.
I
can pull it over. You know what I'm saying?
From what I'm told, that there's the population is 51% female and 49% male, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
There's like
something like that.
2% or near 2% difference between.
And there's another thing would help them too.
I don't know what.
The young people. If the young people vote, not much our kind of time, but the young people, your time.
Okay, my time.
The young people.
I think they're before my time. I'm not young anymore. I'm one of the old timers these days.
Well, you're on our side of the board then. But
I'm
talking about the young people. You know how Bernie supporters were there, right? And there was a load of supporters. Well, I think now that they know that Biden might be the runner, they'll all go to him. And that also might have a call over too.
I mean, he's an exciting candidate. I mean, he's the kind of guy that just gets the youth involved and excited.
Exactly. Joe
Biden.
Yeah.
The computer-generated Wonder Man.
Well, and he has been a vice president under
Yes, he's
Obama,
got experience. Yes.
So he has that experience.
Oh, yeah.
That's another thing.
Another thing the kids can really sink their teeth into. They love experience because they haven't had any experience. Right. So they look up to anybody who has had some.
And then he had it. Yeah. And so I think he got a good shot at it.
And
that's if they are called.
I mean, he could win.
Yeah, he could. I mean, take it over the top.
He could win.
Like that movie, Over the Top.
Sure. Dude. He could be like Sylvester Stallone. He could.
Yeah.
Hey. It'll be interesting to see what happens. It's hard to tell sometimes that there's even an election about to occur.
Yeah. Also got to do the Smeal thing, though.
Oh, mailing, yes, and that's the big controversy.
That's another controversy with his old boss job.
Yes.
They go crazy for that.
Trump trying his best to try to swing things in his favor.
That isn't going to work.
Gosh, I can't imagine what is going to end up happening during the election, just after the election, as the results come in, when we find out the winner, in the aftermath of that. There has to be something that's coming forward.
It's got to be.
I mean, I feel like everybody's just kind of expecting it at this point. And everybody's just kind of trying to prophesy it. Like, oh, Trump is going to refuse to leave office, or like, oh, the USPS is going to not be able to deliver all the votes, and therefore this. And I feel like people have a lot of speculations about it. And I get the feeling like some wacky thing is going to happen, but what it is, nobody knows what it is. Maybe some weirdo on Twitter that lives in Idaho has said it, but nobody's listening to him because he has 2 followers. But other than that, it's going to come out of left field.
The Twitter is going to open up the program.
It is.
That's what's going to happen. The Twitter is going to open up the whole thing. It's going to happen.
That guy's going to get tons of followers when people realize he's the source of truth from now on out.
Right. That'd be another point. Yeah.
Follow our man in Idaho.
Idaho. Correct. Hey, take that guy in Idaho.
I'm telling you, something weird is going to happen. It's going to come out of left field, Uncle. I'm not going to try to guess what it is because I know I can't guess.
All we're going to do is we vote by mail, or however else we have to do it, and then let's hear our votes. That's about all I can say.
Why don't we vote by social media?
That's another thing.
Where we just log into our Instagram and we just tell everybody on our timeline, I vote for Joe Biden.
Yeah,
or
we can do
whoever
that.
you vote for.
We can do that too if you want.
I mean, aren't we at that point already?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, pretty much people are essentially doing that already.
Yeah, I know.
We could get the older sect doing it via Facebook because only elderly folk use Facebook.
Let's just try that. For just
social media?
Social media. I was thinking of that, and you just hit something there, sidekick. I think that would be a good idea.
Oh, Biden is going to get that TikTok vote.
Oh, yes, that TikTok vote's going to go back.
Biden-Harris is going big on TikTok.
Oh, he loves that TikTok. I don't mind that TikTok.
Hey.
I mean, what's his name now, taking it out? That's stupid. I don't understand what he's even thinking.
He could use a Tic Tac.
Yeah, he need a Tic Tac in his head.
His breath probably stinks. I've never had to smell it, thank God, but I'll bet it's not good. So, yeah, I mean, okay, so we can tell who gets a TikTok vote.
Yeah.
The Facebook vote, I'm guessing, is going in favor of Donald Trump. The Instagram vote, that's going to be contentious. It's going to be a contentious vote there, Uncle. Who's taking Instagram?
I say if the young people get out there, they can do it.
If they show up, if they log on to Instagram on voting day.
On Instagram and they can pull him over the top, blind him.
So Biden takes Instagram?
Yeah, I think so.
Biden-Harris on Instagram by a narrow margin.
I'm taking him to take it on Instagram.
What other social media? Of course, Twitter.
And Twitter.
I don't know, Uncle. I think Trump.
That could be a toss-up. That could be a toss-up.
Trump is synonymous with being like the Twitter president, so I would think he ought to be able to pull off Twitter.
What is how's he doing much on Twitter?
He's on Twitter all the time. That's all he ever does.
I never hardly hear him.
He's constantly tweeting.
Well, I haven't hardly hear him.
He does. He's one of these like public figures that's on Twitter so much that makes you wonder, like, how does he even have time to do this important job he's supposed to be doing if he's on Twitter this much?
Is a point.
How's that work?
That is the people's point. You hit it right on the head there, sidekick.
Yeah.
He's not concentrating on the country. He's more concentrating what's around him.
On his public image is what he's
exactly. Doing. That's what I'm saying.
A big surprise there. Wow.
And that's where he's going. Not doing what he's supposed to be doing.
He's doing the only thing he's ever done is worry about his public image.
That's it.
That's the one thing that he does. The one thing that he's actually quite good at.
That's it. That's exactly it.
I'll give him that. He's good at handling his public image. Although I have to say, in regards to that, he may have gotten in over his head with this whole presidency thing.
Yeah, I know he did.
But
that I'm sure he did.
Yeah, it's a tough one to pull off. He tried his best, but I don't know how it's going to work out for him in the end.
Hey, did you hear about when his man got put in jail, prison?
Yes, Steve Bannon. Steve Bannon. Ripped right off that yacht.
Ripped off that beautiful, nice-looking yacht.
Not a bad boat, huh?
Oh, man. That'd be a good 4, 5, 6, 7 hours to clean. Because I've been on a yachts like that, cleaning them.
It was large.
And I know it would take long.
It looked like something you'd see sailing into port at Newport Beach.
Right.
A massive, luxurious yacht.
And its location is Palm Beach. Can you imagine that?
Palm Beach, of course it is.
That's
yes,
what
I can.
For 9 years.
Of course.
That's ridiculous.
You know, Steve Bannon is already out on bail and has put out a podcast, right? Because he has a podcast too, Steve Bannon.
Yeah, he has a podcast. Yes.
That man?
Yes,
that
he
does. I didn't know
It's
that.
called Bannon the Podcast.
That's it. He got arrested. And do you know how much his bail money was, Uncle?
Must have been 1,000, 4,000, 7,000.
I'm guessing
1 million.
Oh gosh.
I'll take that.
What was it, Chuck?
$5 million.
Yes.
I was around it. See, I was around
You were
it.
getting to it. Yeah.
What?
You were getting to it, Uncle. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm sorry. He has all that money from the We Build the Wall people. He can just spend the rest of that up. To get himself out.
I mean, you know, they raised about $25 million or something, right? So that's only $5 million of it.
Yeah, exactly. Just keep drawing from that.
Hey, look, between what he stole and the other two guys, I don't even know if the other two guys got arrested or got out or whatever, but they were all charged. So,
well, the yacht in question was owned by that Chinese billionaire, isn't that right, Chuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was his Chinese billionaire buddy that owned the yacht he was living on. Yeah, so it wasn't Bannon's yacht.
Oh.
He was just living on it.
I didn't know that. I thought he lived on it. I know it was his.
Yeah, he was just living on the yacht, Kind of like MacGyver lives in a houseboat.
Oh, yeah.
Steve Bannon lives in a Chinese billionaire's yacht. They're pretty similar guys.
There you go.
What?
Right, Chuck?
Just your friendly neighborhood escape artist. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But right on that podcast, did you hear the clips from the podcast yet? Where he's like,
I haven't. I just know that he's saying that he's going to defend himself vigorously, and we haven't yet begun to fight. The fact that anybody's listening and not coming at him with pitchforks and torches, I don't quite understand that. But I guess people are still listening to him, the same people he's already ripped off. But okay.
Yeah, I wonder how those people feel. Half of that wall, by the way, I don't know if you remember, but about a month ago, I was covering how it was falling into the Rio Grande anyway. So, half of the wall's probably already in the river there. So.
Yeah.
I don't know what good it did anybody, but oh man.
I guess it felt good to a certain subsect of the population. It feels good to build stuff. So there was that. Other than that, I can't quite relate to it. But yeah, Uncle, you know about the whole thing about this him siphoning the money off of this We Build the Wall campaign thing.
Yeah, well, I've heard what was on the news, of course. I listened to that. I'm listening to how him and his wife. Was his wife?
Bannon and his wife?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's another story about something, too.
I hope it doesn't involve Roger Stone, because things are going to get creepy if that's the case. Roger
Stone, is that the one that your wife worked with?
No. She never worked with Roger Stone.
This is the one
She's worked with some interesting people, but not Roger Stone.
This is the one I'm talking about now.
That would be a wild revelation if your wife worked with Roger Stone. I mean, I interviewed him once, but geez.
No. I mean, I could throw out some public names that my wife has more or less worked with. I'm not going to, but not anybody like Roger Stone.
Well, maybe not Roger Stone, but this was someone else now. I'm turning the story over to this guy and his wife. They got arrested, put in jail, and right away your wife said, "I worked with that guy before. He was my boss."
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about that college tuition scandal thing. Yes. She worked with him. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's a man.
She did. She knows him.
Let's give him some information.
She knows him pretty well. So yeah, that's a
And
person.
he got put in jail.
Yeah, that
all
just
these
came
people
through.
Putting in jail. What's
Well,
going on with
they're
these
making
people?
bad decisions, Uncle. They're doing
Yeah.
illegal stuff.
Illegal stuff. Putting everybody in jail.
Yeah.
This reminds me of the show I'm watching with the swords. But they killed them. But they killed them.
That's how justice goes down in the sword story, huh? You just
Right.
you chop them up. Forget about that prison business.
They shoot them in the prison, and they sit in the prison for a while, and then decide on what they're going to do, and then whip, comes a whip, then the swords, and there we go again.
I feel like Trump would be making a good decision if he sort of ran with the sword justice concept and be like, he kind of says this anyway, this law and order business that he rips off of Nixon. He should just be like, look, we're not playing around anymore. All these wimpy Democratic governors and mayors. What my administration is going to see to it that all law enforcement officers are going to carry swords. And whenever they see anybody committing any crime, they're going to just decapitate them with a sword from here on out. And justice will be served.
That's where the people are doing the looking. That's why they're doing the looking.
Because of Trump's sword concept?
Correct. Exactly, Sidekick. You hit it again on that ball.
Oh.
This is the reason you got the street fighting. And all these people acting with sticks and stones and whatever they have.
They're not about to be decapitated, are they?
See,
No,
They're going to fight back.
This is how they operate.
everywhere.
Look at New York City. Chuck.
Yeah.
You remember that the time you had it in there where you showed us the videos of all the action?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
This is what I'm talking about, and this is where it starts.
Yeah.
From the head man, just like you're talking, Sidekick.
Yeah,
Well,
Trump.
you know,
Wanting to
and
cut
he's-
people's heads off.
Don't
Right.
chop the head off. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's do this. Let's do that.
Not having it.
And here we are having that problem.
Nope.
What? What do you know?
Well, I mean, the other side of the equation is going to come out with the leaf blowers and the water balloons filled with paint, and we're going to throw them at the sword-toting police officers, and they're going to fight back. Look, come at me with a sword, I'm going to throw a paint balloon at you.
Of course, other than what this black man passed away, and this was another war.
Yeah, many
Why?
of them. Many of them, yes.
Many of them been doing that too.
Yeah, it's been a long-standing tradition,
doing that. but
unfortunately.
Besides that is what we're going through about the Trump problem with the swords. But
That's on top of all the other stuff.
Other things that are happening.
He just had to throw that in on top of all the other madness. So there's only so much that the people can take.
And the thing about him holding a Bible book, that is not asking for anyone down here. I bet you he saw him up there, said something about this down, what he's doing here.
I
know if you know what I mean.
I do have to say that was quite a moment. And if Trump does indeed lose, that is a key point in time where he was making the bad decisions that led to his loss. Whether that will happen, I don't know. That was a bad decision on his part. I gotta say, watching the clip of that for the first time, I was laughing hysterically at that.
You were laughing.
To me, it was the funniest thing, one of the funniest things I've seen in a long time. The clip of him walking across the cleared out, like walking across the White House, and out in the park where there was spray paint of Trump and obscenities that he walks past. He walks past that. He goes over to church. He holds up the Bible. Somebody asks him, "What is that?" He goes, "It's a Bible." So I don't know. Just something about it was so funny to me.
No, even better. Wait. Even better than they asked him, "What is that?" They said, "Is that your Bible?" He said, "It's a Bible." That's it.
That's it.
It wasn't his Bible. It's a Bible. Anyway, sorry.
Did that make you laugh, Chuck? Did you laugh at that or no?
You know what? I didn't know what to do when I saw that because I was just like, "You're serious? You just had people gassed, right? And literally, like, people were hit." Right then and there was people coming out of the church trying to take care of people that had, pepper spray in their eyes.
Oh, yeah.
And this guy's walking past. The Secret Service clears everybody away. And he goes over there to hold up a Bible. And I'm just like, wow.
And even on top of that, coming out of a church.
Well, see,
the church. Yeah.
See, that was the thing. I was thinking about that before when you said, sword justice and all that. And I said, everywhere but church because holy ground, Highlander. Just saying.
I don't know. I have a sick sense of humor, and to me, that was one of the funniest things I'd seen in a long time.
So funny.
I could not stop laughing.
That. But I know who was watching very closely.
See, I thought
we all know who it was.
I thought Thailand was better, and Yosemite. I thought that was great. There's a lot of greatest hits here. There's George Washington. George Washington taking the airports. I mean, there's so many to choose from. What can I say? The time he's sitting there going, a newborn baby is sitting there saying, "No, mommy, please don't kill me," and I'm like, where is he getting this from? I mean, newborns, okay. Anyways, guys, we're down to the last 7 minutes or so. So just to let you know, just about done with the Uncle Show.
Hard to believe.
Yeah. It goes fast once you know what we're talking about.
No, I know.
I mean, you have to think of what you want to say.
Oh, we're getting political, Uncle.
We figure we'll throw this out. We'll throw this out.
We just effectively predicted the entire future of this election cycle.
That's exactly what I was planning to think and doing, because since we had no girls, I figured, well, let's throw it out.
Where others have failed, we have succeeded. Yeah. You got the story here first, Uncle the podcast. Remember, not just
listen to that, and you understand what dingbat we have in the White House right now.
So be sure to subscribe to the show and start following that weirdo in Idaho, because those are the only two sources of good information now.
And Idaho knows what he's saying.
That guy knows. One
quick question before you guys are done, because it occurs to me that, we do have, I'm looking at the listeners, we do have a bunch of listeners in California tonight, which usually there's only a handful, but there's a lot more than a handful at the moment. And I was curious how you guys, are any of those fires anywhere near you? Because, of course, California's burning again. I mean, why not?
Yes.
But, are any of them near you?
What do you say, Uncle? They're pretty near, I'd say.
A couple of feet near us, but not close to move out of the house.
Yeah, they're not next door by any means.
Not next door, but a little further.
They're in San Bernardino County, aren't they?
Somewhere in that area.
They're raging up there.
Yeah.
They're getting close to the desert as well.
Yeah, I hear about the desert. I hope the desert house doesn't get burned.
They better stay out of Landers, for goodness sake.
And here we are trying to get the house burned, and how we can get this house burned.
I heard that it was starting to encroach upon Pioneer Town, but I think it's still more in the mountain areas of San Bernardino. Mm-hmm. That whole area of the high desert, Mojave, with Pioneer Town, Joshua Tree, Landers, etc. That's all in San Bernardino County, for those of you that don't know. And certainly the smoke is visible from there.
Oh yeah, the smoke.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go up there where they're close to it and smell that smoke, and you'll be feeling ugh.
Yeah, the smoke is not good to breathe. It's not good.
That.
It's not good. And certainly, I mean, in our time here, we've certainly gotten outside at times where ash is literally falling from the sky. That's not unusual here.
One day, I was in the pool, and one day I saw ash come to the pool.
Oh, yeah.
It came actually to the pool.
Yeah.
I mean, it was shocking.
Ash routinely falls out of the sky during this season, yes.
Come from, I said, this must be from the fire.
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, they're up there in San Bernardino. I don't even know exactly where at the moment, so I'm horrible at following it. But just another fire season here in Southern California. It's a mess.
It's not no rain. what we need
Oh yeah, it's dry.
is a lot of rain.
It's not going to hit until maybe fall, winter time is when the rains come. So it's always dry in the summers. You get very, very little rain.
I was always wondering, when is it going to be cool even? It's not even been cool. This is
it's been in the hundreds.
The weathermen say, if you believe them or not, that it'll be a cool snap coming this weekend.
Gosh,
I don't
hopefully.
believe it until I see it. I keep saying to myself that.
In Death Valley, it's been above 130 degrees, some record temperatures there again.
107, I heard. 104.
It was like 130 up there.
And 100 and something up there.
Yeah. Well, it's famous for being the hottest place on Earth. Not far away from us, here in the state for sure.
Now wasn't real close, but close enough.
It's not much cooler here, let me tell you.
No. Close enough for a smell of a smoke.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
Uncle, any shout outs tonight?
Shout outs to the regulars. We know who we are.
Mm-hmm.
And a special shout out to who we want to talk about.
You know who you are.
You know who
shout
you are.
out to you.
Shout out to them.
Oh, yeah. Them.
Him.
Shout out to you, sir. Shout out to Pure Blades.
And shout out to Pure Blades.
They apparently have a stand at the Montebello swap meet or flea market or something, which I told our friend Podhead Rod of the Listening Party podcast. I told him because he's up in that area.
Oh.
So Pure Blades is up there in Montebello,
When's he starting that?
Pure Blades?
Yeah,
I just saw that post on Instagram like yesterday, I think.
You know, boy, let me know all this stuff.
I just did.
Just now. I'd be jumping up there and go and get some more blades.
Yeah,
let's get a blade.
Maybe we should go to Montebello and
let's go to Montebello.
Buy our swords to defend ourselves from the legions of Donald Trump that are coming after us for our heads.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take this sitting down.
No, me either.
Time to fight back.
In fact, I have a sword.
Yeah,
I might have to sharpen it up a little. But when I'm going to start using it, I might need to use it.
Get your grinding stones out, everyone.
Yeah, start grounding them.
It's that time.
Start grounding them up.
There's fires in the hills, and there's swords in the hands of the militarized occupational forces that are coming after you.
Population bomb's going to go crazy.
Just another day in America, Uncle.
Indeed.
So you can find us on Instagram and Twitter at Uncle Podcast, and the website is unclethepodcast.com, live every Friday night on Ocelli.com, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for listening, subscribing, and tell your friends. Uncle, bring us home.
Bye-bye.